Okay, I think we're back. Hello, hello. If you are here with me, drop a comment. Let's go ahead and go live on IG. Yeah, we're here. We're on IG Live. Yeah, I got it. I got it now. What's up? Give me 1 second while I just get this together. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and pin that comment right there. Okay, welcome. I did it. I'm proud of myself. I did it. All right. Welcome to Reflection Radio. We are live from the Inner Loop. This is a monthly realignment for your time, for your vibe, for your goals, for you, for me, really is for me. I felt called to host reflection spaces after hosting reflection spaces for a company for 5 years. I decided to host my own reflections after just really feeling lost and feeling like I didn't really know what I was doing outside of these reflective moments. And so I decided to host my own space. And so you are now tuned into the Inner Loop. What you can expect here, this is an opportunity for you to reflect. It's an opportunity for us to slow down. So Inner Loop as a monthly series is designed for us to slow down, to reflect, to focus on what truly matters. So thank you for tuning in. Here's what you can expect: real-time reflections, questions to sit with or respond to, gentle guidance to support your next steps. And each time we meet, we flow through 3 sections. We reflect. We look back at the past month with a present lens. We notice what felt challenging, what felt good, and what you moved through. And then we take what we have learned in an integration phase and we explore how it can support you moving forward. And then we align. We set intentions for what's next with clarity, honesty, and care. So if you are joining and you would like to participate, you can do so by grabbing a couple pieces of paper, a writing utensil, a clear place to work, an open mind, and bring with you the courage to expand when you feel like shrinking. And I say this all the time because I'm not the sole person bringing wisdom to this space, okay? Each of us have our own unique experiences that can support other people's experiences. So I encourage you to comment. I encourage you to ask questions. I encourage you to share reflections. Since we are on YouTube and IG Live, I will be reading reflections in real time because, that's how we do this thing as community, all right? So welcome to the Inner Loop. I'll be playing some music from my loop pedal, just so that we can kind of keep that reflection radio vibe going. So thank you for being here. Let's go ahead and dive in. So this is my personal inner loop. How was my month? That's like a real question I'm asking myself right now. April, it was busy. It was a busy month. It was so busy that I felt like I was challenged to kind of just figure out what was the most important thing to me. So the internal loop that I've been sitting with this month is the idea that rest is truly a practice in abundance. I've been contemplating on like my next project, right? My next project, I'm really thinking about abundance. And what I'm finding as I'm contemplating what abundance looks like is that abundance isn't just in the form of money. Abundance is in the form of time and energy and love. How can we optimize the opportunities that we have? How can we tap into the replenishment that is available to us so that we can continue to chase after our goals? So the internal loop that I've been sitting with this month is the idea that rest is truly a practice in abundance. Trusting myself enough to slow down hasn't always come easy. In fact, it's like really hard for me. So I am learning. but it consistently yields better results every time I slow down. So every time I rush, I stumble, I feel out of alignment, I struggle to move my mission forward. So even though it sounds counterintuitive, pausing, resting, and taking a moment to take everything in has helped me move with more ease and more clarity. Ironically, slowing down has felt more direct than forcing momentum ever did. So April was a very full month, and it challenged me to stay deeply attuned to my own needs so that I didn't overextend myself. I centered what mattered most and lovingly denied access to anything that pulled me away from that focus. So when I reflect on why I was able to move with more ease this month, it's because I chose to zoom out. I asked myself what it would look like to move with faith instead of fear. And that shift in perspective changed everything. And so today's questions are going to be centered around this idea of how rest can really support us in our personal growth, in our spiritual growth, in our abundance mindset. Because I believe that when we rush to do something, we are in fact actually moving out of scarcity, moving out of fear. And so that was the lesson that I learned this month. And it came through like, my kids got sick, my family got sick. I had a lot of gigs, I had a lot of things I couldn't cancel, a lot of responsibilities. And because of that, I was like, like I gotta take a step back. I have to really listen to myself. I have to listen to my body, and I have to make a decision to not move from scarcity and trust that it's going to work out. And in doing so, I found that time, it really is, it's abundant. So with that being said, we can go ahead and get started in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and share this. And if you were tuned in, please share it with people that you know. I am just going to invite folks to join us from YouTube, from Instagram, so that we can have a beautiful, dynamic, shared experience today. So thank y'all again for being here. If you're in the comments, just tap me in, just say, hey, how's it going? Something like that, so I know I'm not alone. All right. Here we go. So these are our reflection questions for today. And I'm just going to move through and share as I reflect in real time. And while I do that, I'm going to play some music in the background so that y'all can hear the music today. I've got my candle, I have my sage bundle, and I have my water, my journal, my very beat up I release, I receive journal. And I'm just really excited to dive into a moment of reflection and a moment of peace and clarity. So here we go. Today's reflection questions. Reflect. Where did you feel rushed or pressured this month? What was driving that pace? Was it faith or was it fear? Where did you allow yourself to slow down? What shifted when you did? What shifted when you did? When you zoomed out, what truly mattered? What did you lovingly give access to or deny access to? What did you lovingly give or deny access to? And then align. Where are you being invited to move with faith instead of urgency? What can you incorporate next month to help you move at a pace of trust? And what boundary, rhythm, or support would protect that peace? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and dive into these questions. I'm going to start with these reflection questions, and we'll go ahead and just continue to move through. So if you're joining now, go ahead and press that little airplane button, invite your homies to join with you, and we'll get into today's session. If I disappear off the screen, it's because I'm changing the song for y'all, all right? Hey, what's up, Mia? Welcome. I'm so glad you're here, sis. Okay. If you're just joining, I'm just taking a moment to answer the reflect piece of this series of questions. I invite you to join me. Get yourself a pen, piece of paper, a journal, and yeah, come vibe with me. If you're just joining, go ahead and let me know that you're here. Let me know what question you're reflecting on, and then we can go ahead and share some of our insights. Again, this is an opportunity to expand when you feel like shrinking, so would love to hear from you. I am ready to share my first questions. If you're here, go ahead and say hi in the chat, just so I know you're here with me. Okay, so where did you feel rushed or pressured this month? And did you move with faith or fear? What was driving that pace, faith or fear? Big on the fear this year or this month, right? I started to move out of scarcity. And it was clear to me that I was moving out of scarcity, right? I was rushing myself away from being in a scarcity mindset. Like, nah, I'm not moving out of scarcity. I'm on my dean. I'm doing my thing. And it's like, no, actually really wasn't. Because the feeling was super familiar and it was scary. I began to have a tight grip, not only on my outcome, but on my output. Like I was like running a tight ship on myself, right? And in the process of doing that, I started to see my efforts as invaluable. And once I started to do that, I tried to shift and was like, oh, I'm gonna just go do this and I'm gonna do this. And I started grasping for things that maybe were not in my highest alignment. Things that felt easy, things that felt like, oh, this is the solution, but maybe it's not really the solution, when the reality is I have my marching orders. Spirit gave me my marching orders at the top of the year. And I think because it's a new chapter in a new season, I am not fully moving in faith that what I'm being asked to do is going to yield results, right? So I started to see my efforts as invaluable, and I started to lose trust in the process, in the calling that I felt so strongly about when I first intercepted it. So my fear led me away from what I once felt was the answer, and it called me to doubt myself, my mission, and my original foresight. So it took one conversation for me to realize that I was moving without clarity and grasping for any old thing that was in my perimeter. And when I saw that within myself, I knew I needed to shift. So that's kind of like, that's like the main thing that I felt. I didn't explain what made me feel rushed or pressured, but just know that I was moving out of fear, right? So when I allowed myself to slow down, it wasn't even an allowance for real. It was a force. My babies got sick. My family got sick. Everything in me was like, you still have to go to rehearsals. You have 3 shows coming up. You cannot afford to stop. Counterintuitively, and despite what I believed in that moment, I paused. And in pausing, I realized, oh, time is the abundance. Being able to stop is the abundance. Being able to replenish is my abundance. And it absolutely shifted me in a way that like just made me realize that I have to have faith in the gap, and that the calling that I intercepted, I have to stay on top of it. I have to keep showing up with it. Part of the reason why I'm here today is out of faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't really want to do this today. I'm going through some things that I was like, I don't really feel like being on camera. I don't really feel like reflecting out loud. But this is a faith walk. And it's a lesson that I learned this past month when I allowed myself to slow down, to that pausing is a form of abundance. Rest is a form of abundance. I know my sis Mia is here, and Mia has really encouraged me to slow down, you know what I mean? And that it's going to be okay. And it's only going to be okay if I slow down, because if I rush into my next step, then I don't know what's going to happen, but I won't be moving with clarity. And I know that. I see Mia has commented as well. Felt rushed, needing to complete important time-sensitive tasks that were in place to help me create more stability for my family and I. The fear, I felt if I didn't rush or have urgency, I would lose the opportunity to gain the abundance I felt we needed. And man, same. That's the same thing I was feeling, sis. It's like if I don't rush into this, I'm going to lose it. Realizing that setting healthy boundaries with myself and trusting that I am held and provided for no matter what. Yes, absolutely. That's a really good lesson. Those healthy boundaries become the things that replenish you and pour back into you. And so I feel that. I think that I also learned that this month was like, yo, like you have to stop trying to force something, you know. You really have to just kind of like take a step back. And I think where I knew it was scarcity versus abundance was when I started to feel like my efforts were invaluable. I've never felt like that before. I've always felt like what I'm doing is impactful and meaningful. And I'm like, oh, well, it's not bringing in money, so it's not valuable. And that's just absolutely not the truth. Like my value comes in many, many ways. And sometimes it comes in the exchange of financial abundance. And sometimes it comes in the exchange of being able to be present with the people that I love. And not just my family, but like my community, the way that I show up for the community is a valuable part of why I'm here and what I do. And so, yeah, those healthy boundaries allow me to show up for myself and for others in a more abundant way. And so that is truly the gift right there. So yeah, thank you all for sharing. If anybody else would like to share, go ahead and drop it in the comments. I'm going to set myself up for this next part of the questions. When you zoomed out this month, what truly mattered most? What did you lovingly give or deny access to? Yeah, while I reflect on that, I'm going to go ahead and change the song. We'll do a nice little fade out moment, you know. Okay, I'm looking for something a little more upbeat. Let's see, what was this again? Mia says, the shift. Things came to me and aligned much more effortlessly. It's as if the divine rewarded my surrender and affirmed the rest isn't earned. It's available to meet me at any time. That's dope. Rest isn't earned. It's available to meet me at any time. And sometimes rest is going to sit you down when you're not listening. So it's better to listen than to be set down, right? Okay. So next question. When you zoomed out this month, what truly mattered most? What did you lovingly give or deny access to? All right. Welcome in, welcome in. If you're just now arriving, we are currently reflecting on the integration piece of this question series. So the question is, when you zoomed out this month, what truly mattered most, and what did you lovingly give or deny access to? Ah, we've got a new person in the chat. Yes, when I zoomed out, I saw that this moment will pass and is for my highest good. So thank it. Yes. Man, okay, let me take a moment to reflect on this because I feel that I hope I'm not saying your name right, Kani. I feel that this moment will pass and is for my highest good, so thank it. Yeah. Okay. So what mattered most to me? Okay. I see some comments in the chat. I gave myself space to feel anger and to express it in a safe way. Yes. That's good. That's good to give yourself access to that. I think it's important to be able to express those things in a safe way and not in a harmful way to yourself or others. Mia says, what mattered most, my rest, my surrender, my health, and my wellness. Yes, I had something similar. I said that what mattered most to me was family, time, presence, rest, spaciousness, passion, joy, alignment, good health, small compounding habits that move me forward daily. I think that's like the big one. It's like the small compounding habits that move me forward daily, because I'm realizing that the choices that I make in the small moments have the biggest impact on me overall. You know what I'm saying? Like, it depends on how I wake up. If I get up and I go for my walk in the morning, then I have more energy for the rest of the day. If I choose to eat before I have coffee, like I'm just more energized. I'm in a better mood. You know what I mean? So those small compounding habits actually create that time and that space, because I'm not drained. I'm not feeling undernourished. You know what I'm saying? Like those little small compounding habits that position me with good health, alignment, passion, joy, those things really have been an indicator of how well I'm doing. What did I lovingly give or deny access to? Sometimes because I work in community, I give a lot of access to like healing work. But this time I felt like I used a lot of discernment around who I was giving access to when it came to holding space. And that was like in both ways. I either gave access. So I gave access to holding space for healing, and I denied access to anything that felt like it was a waste of time. And I guess depending on the day or the energy or where I was at within my capacity, like those two things could probably be the same thing. Somebody probably needed an event, and I was probably like, nah, that's a waste of my time. Somebody else probably needed an event, and I was like, okay, well, I have space for it today. So it was like, I really wanted to be there for people. I also gave access and space to people who are building creative projects and need support, like from the project management lens. I've been offering like a short consultation. It's like this is what you could get if you hire me kind of thing. But it's been fun to kind of just give space to projects that I believe in, and be like, yo, this is how I feel like you could do it better. So that's been a really, really cool transition for me. Now, I have let my sensitivity to frustration be my compass on what I need to deny. If I'm invited to this thing and it's like the details is getting a little muddy and I'm feeling a little bit like, I don't know, this might not be the one, then it becomes a thing for me of like, nah, I need to like peel back. Maybe this isn't in my alignment, because I am hyper frustrated by the little details that have nothing to do with me, for real. So I let my frustration be my compass for what I need to deny access to. You know, and I guess it's kind of like a gut check in a way. It's like, am I frustrated by the idea of doing this thing? Then maybe I shouldn't do it, you know? So that's kind of been my process as of lately. I see a bunch of comments in the chat, so let's go ahead and talk about them. All right, so what I surrendered most, or what mattered most, my rest, my surrender, my health and wellness. I lovingly gave my body rest and family more access to me and denied the tugs and pulls on my energy that were outside of my healthy boundaries. And the capacity is key, and it fluctuates more times than we realize. We have to check in with ourselves often. I have to check in with myself constantly now, like every day. Like, do I have the capacity for this? Like, anytime anybody asks me anything that wasn't already like planned and I knew I was going to do it, I do like a little energy check. Like, do I have energy for that? Do I have space for that? And if not, then it's a no. And if I do, then, you know, then it's a maybe. and then it's like, is this what I want to do? Does this feel good on my spirit? Does this feel like it's going to recharge me, or does it feel like it's going to drain me? So it's like a constant question, like checking in with myself. Like Mia mentioned, it's definitely like, it fluctuates often. And so you have to give yourself that chance to kind of check in with yourself on a daily basis. Okay, so we've got a few more questions left. I think I can go ahead and tap into a new song. All right, let's see. What do we have here? Too slow. Okay, I like this. Like I said, I was having a little bit of a day today. I spent the entire day outside because I was just like, I just need to recharge. Okay, here we go. Alignment. I'm going to go ahead and remove myself for a second so that y'all could just see these questions. Again, if you're tuning in, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Instagram, I want to hear from you. Hey. Okay. So the last series of questions are, where are you being invited to move with faith instead of urgency? What can you incorporate next month to help you move at a pace of trust? I really like that sentence, the pace of trust, because it really is a different pace. So what can you incorporate next month to help you move at the pace of trust? What boundary, rhythm, or support would protect that pace? I'm going to go ahead and dive into this. Go ahead and feel free to share comments as you are reflecting. If you're just joining, we're reflecting on the questions centered under Align. Feel free to take a moment, tap in with yourself. Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm being invited to move with more faith in my career as a musician. And that's scary for me. I've been making music for mad long. And in the process of making music, I've always had a job. Always. Because music pays some bills, but not all the bills. But I'm being invited right now to move with faith instead of urgency around my music. And I think I'm in a place right now where I'm like, I got kids. I like stability. Like, it just feels very scary to me. For years, I've been disappointed by the financial outcome of my music. And as of lately, music has gotten even less. It pays less. The arts pay less. You know, we're in a recession, whatever. Inflation is crazy. And people are paying less for music and for art. You know what I mean? That's just the truth of it. But just like my habits, opportunities are compounding in a positive direction and in ways that I cannot see. So I have to trust them. I didn't really know what to incorporate to move at the pace of trust. So maybe like y'all can help me. But I just wrote that the pace of trust feels more like a hug than a tight grip. It feels steady. It doesn't feel tumultuous. And I think that just identifying how it feels will help me stay the course. So that whenever I start to feel tense, it's like, it's a hug, honey. It's a nice little tap on the shoulder that say, hey, like, relax. It's going to be all right. It always has been. It always works out, even when it looks scary, even when I've had to pivot, even when I've had to do things that don't feel like I was supposed to do them. I think it's like Kenise said earlier, you said this moment will pass and is for my highest good. So think it, right? So I think I need to reflect on this question a little bit more for myself. Like, what can I incorporate next month to move at the pace of trust? I think one, just awareness of what trust feels like. What does it feel like? So that anytime I'm moving from a space that doesn't feel like trust, I can stop what I'm doing and return to that space. Give myself that grace to be like, hey, you're moving tight. You can go back. You don't have to. You can like relax. You can chill, you know? Um, so let's see. We've got some comments in here. A new season is approaching for me, but in the meantime, it is okay to prepare and enjoy this time to rest and reset. Both are equally important. Absolutely. The support and the boundaries that are needed is finding harmony between a disciplined schedule, routine, and leisure, or going with the flow. I got both my babies yelling at the door right now in case y'all can hear. I don't know. They're like, yeah, mommy. Okay, and then let's see. Kanice says a mantra to ground me throughout the day. A mantra to ground me throughout the day. Endorphins throughout the day. I come in agreement with financial abundance. It will be good for the world for you to focus in on your music. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's good for the world. I'm being a little bit of a cynic right now. I'm like, it's good for the world, but ain't nobody paying for real, for real. But let me remove that thought from my perception, because it may be the very thing that is blocking me. Let's see. Says Mia says, mantra, my desires are righteous and holy. God's got me always and always, no matter what. There you go. That's a good one too, man. Let's see. Your husband taught me that at any time, the least I can offer myself is a few deep breaths. Sometimes that's all I have the energy for, but it's healing and healthy nevertheless. Cancel cleared. Yes, I will work on cancel. I'm gonna cancel that thought. Yeah, there are people out there that are willing to pay thousands, millions for my music. So let's just go ahead and put that out there instead. Somebody gonna give me a mighty righteous bag for for me to do my thing. Yes, let's reprogram people valuing your God-given gift. I feel that. The journey's been long. It's been, full of ups and downs. And like I said, I've always had a job to compensate for my music. And now I'm being asked to lean in. It's like, what? You want me to do this with 2 babies? But all right, if you say so, Spirit. But that's also why I'm here, right? This is like a moment for me to just be in community in a way that is nourishing, in a way that allows me to expand in my thought, allows me to reflect and move with clarity. So that's why we're here today. This is like beyond the music. It's a moment for us to just get clear on how the music even gets made. Like, there is a process to putting your heart out on display. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be able to sit with yourself in uncomfortable moments and in uncomfortable realities, and really do the work to be like, yo, like, I'm not going to run away from this. I'm going to move through it. And if I'm being honest, like, challenging times make for challenging internal thoughts. And so, as someone who creates mantras and music that challenges people to transform their internal dialogues, sometimes I am reminded that, like, I need to do the same thing for myself, like whatever season it is. So right now it's abundance. It's abundance mindset. It's challenging my abundance mindset. And I think one of the biggest challenges I have with that is feeling like, oh, music's the answer to doing that. I'm like, it ain't never been the answer. Like, it pays, like I said, it pays some bills, but not all of them. So, I have to remove that. I definitely have to work through work through that challenging thought and accept that like my God-given gifts are going to yield God-given financial results too. So thank y'all for challenging me. Let's see. Let's reprogram people valuing your God-given gifts. Billions of streams currency. You're literally one performance or event away from your big break. Lean in and surrender. Okay. All right. Heard and received. Thank you, community. That's a growth season that precedes our breakthrough, and then we're stronger and more resilient on the other side. That is true. Hello. Hello, my love. We've got somebody crashing the session. Come on in, son. I'm just about to wrap up. Yeah, you're here. Come on up. With yourself. Say hi. So quiet. Okay. Let's see. There's a growth season that precedes our breakthrough, and then we're stronger and more resilient on the other side. What about experiences and classes, products? Yes, all those things. All those things are absolutely things that I've been considering and tying into around my music. We need you in Atlanta. I have a beautiful community of moms here. Okay, well, DM me, sis. Let's get it. All righty. Well, I do want to say thank you all for attending, for participating, for sharing your reflections with me, and for holding space for me while I reflect pretty vulnerably today. I want to say thank you. If you enjoyed today, the next Interloop is going to be on May 27th. We host Interloops at the end of every month. I'm getting some questions. Have you made your own events like the wellness vendors you're headlining and such? I'm a new follower. Yes, I have hosted my own events and experiences, and will continue to do so for sure. And so thank you for being a new follower. Thank you for being here. I do host my own experiences. My husband and I run a production company, so we host experiences for ourselves. We also support experiences for others. We also run a wellness company, and so we we help people get to the human level of what is impacting their work culture, their leadership opportunities, and their employees. And so we work with people via like professional developments, retreats, etc. And so there is a lot of things that we can do for you, for your company, and just continuing to show up at all the capacities that we can. So yeah. I would love to see y'all at some events in the near future. I am looking at hosting a few sound healings for the month of May. Otherwise, I'll still be here supporting and popping in as Reflection Radio. So Reflection Radio is a new series that I've started. It's intended to be bi-weekly, but April did not allow for such a schedule for me. But we have sessions like this, Interloop. We also have Mantra Loop Mondays, which are live freestyle sessions centered around a spirit-led mantra that comes through. And the Play series, which is just a freestyle. It's not really mantra-based, but it's a really good opportunity to just play and remember that play also replenishes. And then Loop by Loop. Loop by Loop is a reflection on how I even got to being where I am as a person who makes mantra loops. It is the dissecting of each mantra and the journey that it took me on. And so I would love to continue to see you at these Reflection Radio sessions as I continue to be more consistent and continue to show up in these spaces. So next I'll get into, thank you so much, y'all. From the outside looking in, you're really in a magical season. I love that for the outsiders looking in. But thank you. I do feel like I am in a growth season and in a level up. And with every level up, it's like now you're fighting a harder boss. That's what my best friend told me yesterday. She said, every level up you're in, you just got to fight a harder boss. And I'm like, that is so true. So I'm in that. I'm in a level up. I'm in a pruning season. It's a lot going on all at once. And I'm just trying to stay faithful by putting one foot in front of the other every single day and continuing to show up, continuing to hold space. And so these are some ways that you can support me I have a few offerings. Me and my family, I should say, because me and my husband, like I said, we run a wellness company together. We do a lot of work together. And yeah, these are the offerings that I have for all of y'all. So first up, say it with your chest. This is my merchandise. It's actually saying it with your back. I'm trying to get it so that maybe you can be saying it with your chest and that these mantras can have your back at the same time. But because you've been here and you have been with me through this reflection series, I invite you to check out my website. It is geminelle.com/merch. And I have some really beautiful mantras that you can wear. The shirts are really good quality. They are thick. They are, the print looks really, really good on them. And they're really great for just good reminders. Like, my energy is infinite. I am more than enough. Like, I've just been rocking them tough. Like, today I have my homies merch on. It's I love myself. Y'all could see it the right way because it's actually backwards so that when you look in the mirror, you can like love on yourself. But this is my homies merchandise. But yeah, I have my merch. I've been rocking my merch tough. I am more than enough. My energy is infinite. They serve as really positive reminders to me, especially in seasons like this. So I invite y'all to check out the website. You can get 20% off your entire purchase with the code INNERLOOP, and that expires next week, Wednesday. So get to it, y'all. Go check it out. Go get your merch before that discount expires. Next up, we have the Divine Alignment Family Meeting Guide. So this is a 52-week Divine Alignment Family Meeting Guide. It is an opportunity to recap, to talk about your purpose for the week, to check in on your relationship. How is everything feeling? How are you feeling? How are you feeling about your partnership? What needs to be done in the family? Things like that. Talk about financials. It's a really great way to stay in alignment with your partner, with your people. And so check this out. Let me pull up that website real quick. I know I kind of know it off the top of my head, but let me just make sure I got it. But yeah, this is kind of one of those things where, like, whenever we meet and have a Divine Alignment family meeting, the weeks flow better. The communication is better. The collaboration feels smoother. It's just a really great way to check in with your partners. So I invite you to check this out. You got the link right there. And last but not least, my husband has been working very beautifully on a Wellness AI, which is a modern day oracle for your well-being to help you gain insight and clarity when you need it most. Now, this is not just like a chat GBT. It is governed by the 11 keys of well-being, which is the same system and structure that we use when we work in professional development, in consultations. And it has proven to work for thousands of people. And so now Welly is accessible to you. So for a limited time only, you can get a year's subscription of Welly for $40. So go ahead and head over to askwelly.ai and you can tap in and grab Welly before anybody else. So go ahead and get your year's subscription to Welly, because after that, it's going to be $15 a month. So you might want to get it for that discount. You can try Welly out for free right now. So you can head on over there, test it out, see how you feel about it. And then if you want to continue on with Welly, just go ahead and DM my husband. He's at Dom the Creator. I think he's here. I think I hear myself talking in the background. But go ahead and DM him and he will give you a code to use Welly for the year. That is all, y'all. That is all I have for today. Thank you again for being here. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for pouring into me. I really needed this today. I'm going to continue to do some reflection because, it's been an interesting week. It's been a good week. It's been a celebratory week, and it's also come with its challenges. And so I am looking forward to continuing to reflect and decompress. And I thank you all again for being here. And I can't wait to see y'all next time on Reflection Radio. All right. Peace.